Oh, mate. I'm just fucking losing cup finals is the absolute lowest. Like football, the highs are so high. Like it's the best feeling in the world, especially in a game that means so much. But the lows are just fucking absolute lows. You know, being a United fan for so many years, we've taken some big fucking losses. Ones that really hurt, you know. And this one today is up there. This one, it's not right up there, but it's fucking close. Like, I rate this loss today as one of the toughest losses I've taken as a United fan. You know, I think of the obvious ones are the two Champions League finals, 2009. You know, in that campaign being undefeated all Champions League, and got to the final to Barcelona, lost. That one hurt. Funnily enough, today we were fucking undefeated in the Europa League, and lost. Our first loss in the Europa League of the season was tonight. How's that? Food for thought, huh? 2011, that loss was tough. But they were tough losses because it meant so much. You're in a Champions League final. One of the toughest losses was, I'll never forget, Sunderland away in the Premier League when Aguero scored that goal for City, losing the league on the last day. I remember at Chelsea, at Old Trafford, Drogba scoring that offside goal. We lost the league by a point. That fucking hurt. I know that wasn't a cup final, but as a United fan, the pain of losing. This one here today hurts. Not just because of the game, because of what it meant. The consequences of losing this game today was huge. I don't need to tell you, if you're a United fan watching this, you already fucking know. But the abysmal season that this season has been, and it's been fucking horrendous. This has been... You can't even put in context to words what this season has been. But we had a lifeline. We had a second chance. You know what? Before I even fucking keep going, first and foremost, I should have done this at the start. I want to congratulate Tottenham. Like, honestly, I know this was a cup final. There were two teams in here. But congratulations to Tottenham and Ange Postecoglou. They fully deserved that game today. And I'm happy. I'm really happy for fucking Ange Postecoglou. That cunt has copped it as a manager. He is from pillar to post. Some deservedly so. You know, being 17th in the league, just above relegation zone with where we are. But the man backed his own words, and he's delivered a trophy for Tottenham. So fair play. The last laugh is on everyone else. Congratulations. I actually hope Tottenham now stick with Spurs, and hopefully, for their sake, you know, they back him. And hopefully he actually gets to keep his job. But yeah, like I was saying about us, the consequences of how shit... Like, we got one game to go. Like, the season's obviously over. One game to go, and we're not even on fucking 40 points. What the fuck? What the fuck? It's been absolutely shocking. And we had a lifeline today to turn it around. And I'll be the first to admit, we don't deserve Champions League football. We fucking should be nowhere near the Champions League. And you know what? We're not. We're not anywhere fucking near it. And we are not anywhere near European football. I don't even know how long it will be until we're back there. This is going to set us back years. But this has not been from the consequence of a bad season. Today's result, in my opinion, is the consequence or has been the consequences of ridiculous decisions, bad management, led by imbeciles. The leadership in this club, from top to bottom, from owners to board members, has been nothing but atrocious for over a decade. And it all came down today in this game. But at the end of the day, it's a final. And if we had it won today, probably would have papered over the cracks. But with that cash injection, $100 million to spend this summer, we probably would have got some good players. Being in the Champions League, there's a lot more money involved. We needed 7-8 players a minimum to build the squad. We probably would have improved massively compared to this season, which isn't that hard, let's be honest. When I say massively, I don't think we're going to get into the top 4 next season if we had a won today. But I meant massively, finishing 16th, 17th. We probably would be I would say if we had 7 or 8 signings in the summer, we probably would have gotten the top 8. Probably. No guaranteed. But now, I just don't even know. Let's talk about the final, and I want to go through the player ratings through the final today. This might be a long one, so it is what it is. I just want to get my fucking thoughts out there. I hope you're well. Long time no see, I know, but I just really wanted to speak to you guys and share my thoughts, because fuck, it is rough today as a United fan. It is rough. So the final today, like, was I confident going in? Nah, how could you be? We're 16th in the table, but the only confidence I had was Spurs is just as bad. Spurs are just as shit. So that was the only confidence I had to cling on to. But where I wasn't confident, I knew Tottenham were an attacking team, and I knew Tottenham were going to score goals. And that's one thing we can't do this season. We can't score goals. We can't even create chances. There's one thing of not scoring goals, but there's another thing of not creating chances. And when you cannot create chances, I've said it for years, if you don't create chances, you won't win games. And we don't create chances. Just going into this final, Spurs had arguably their best 3 players out. No Kulusevski, Maddison, and Bergwijn. And those 3 attacking players for Spurs, it was a lifeline for us. It was a chance, like, we could fucking win this. We have a fucking shot. Albeit, we got injuries too, yeah? You could argue Martinez, De Ligt, Delo, 3 starters in our defence, all not playing. But that doesn't change your attack. That doesn't change us scoring goals. That doesn't really change that much. Arguably, those 3 missing for Spurs today are way more valuable for them than us, than our injuries. So when you had Basuma, Bentancur, and who was the other midfielder for Tottenham? Give us 2 seconds. I've gone blank. Bentancur, Basuma, and Sarr. That's it. Papa Sarr. Mate, engines. Like, we're talking fitness freaks. Like, we're talking players that can run. Players that can get up and down that pitch. And when I seen the starting lineup, no Ugarte, and it was just Bruno and Casemiro, I was worried from the start. Look, I'm not Ugarte's biggest fan, but going just 2 in midfield, Casemiro, you know, as much he was immense in that Bilbao games, both of them, I just think against a team like fucking Tottenham and their 3 in midfield, like with Bruno as well, we needed legs in that midfield. We needed options in the midfield. And it just didn't fucking pay off today. And then credit to fucking Spurs. I'll give all the credit in the world to Spurs. Like, Postecoglou absolutely did Amarin today. Everyone talks about Tottenham, you know, their high line, their pressing. But today, They fucking sat back deep. They didn't fucking press whatsoever. High line. What fucking high line? There was no fucking high line today. Even when it was 0-0 in that first half, they fucking gave us the ball. And I knew that they would give us the ball. But one thing I didn't expect today was Spurs to sit fucking deep, like real deep, like they've never done before. That was a spanner in the works, and credit to Postecoglou. Had one up his sleeve in the final. And unfortunately, Amorim didn't know what to do. We literally did nothing fucking different all game. We were shaky, we were fucking leggy. It's to be expected, it's a fucking final. But I thought when we conceded the goal, and the first goal was huge, I thought if we had scored the first goal, we would have gone on to win. And unfortunately, it was just a shitty goal. You know, Brendan Johnson's claiming it. It's not a fucking Brendan Johnson goal. I'm not giving it to him. He can fucking take it. I'm not giving it to him. Got deflected onto Luke Shaw. Fucking Onana. He needs to fuck off. He needs to go. Look, I could do a buy and sell and who are we going to keep video. We'll keep that separate. In fact, fucking, you might get back-to-back videos out of me. I might do one tomorrow. Because this summer window coming up for United's going to be huge. But fucking at least get a fucking fingertip to that. At least fucking do something. Luke Shaw, he's another one that needs to fuck off. But yeah, it was a scrappy goal, but they deserved it. They deserved it, Tottenham. They took their chances, and then that was it. They fucking shut up shop. And Amorim needs to take some of the blame. In the second half, that was it. Tottenham playing for injuries, playing for time wasting. Like, at the 60th minute mark, they weren't even attacking Tottenham. They gave us the ball. We still had 5 defenders on. At that point there, we need to fucking switch up the game. And I know it could have gone to extra time, but you got to take risks. It's a final. What are you doing having 5 defenders on when you're chasing a game? Look, Amorim will learn from that. Unfortunately, it will take the biggest lesson learned of his career. But he'll have that on his CV now. He'll have that experience to go to the drawing board the next time he gets to a final. Will it be with us? I don't know. Even the subs were late. Like Garnacho coming on 19 minutes to go. Fuck, mate. We should have threw fucking more fucking players on. Kobe Mainu coming on 2 minutes to go. What the fuck? This lad started in the Euros in the final. And he's getting 2 minutes. What the fuck are we going to do for 2 minutes playing long balls into the box? Should have got him on way earlier. Way earlier. Should have took a defender off and brought in Mainu. Ugarte not starting was huge for me. £50 million signing, didn't even get a minute. What's that say? Should we sell him now? Like the most important game of the season, everything riding on it, this lad didn't even get a minute. Not injured, fucking played all the run up to the final. He's been playing in the Premier League, didn't even get a minute. I don't know. Clearly, look, I've not been his biggest fan. He's great winning the ball back for us, but on the ball, he is fucking horrendous. Like, a bit like today, the highs are highs and the lows are lows with him. Like, if we're talking the best teams in the world, like this Champions League final of Inter Milan and PSG, we're talking, Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal. Ugarte is not good enough. He's not. But for us, he probably is. Anyways, I'm not fucking talking about buying and selling players in this video. I'm talking about the final. You know what? Let's do the player ratings. Let's get into it, and then we'll talk about where we go from here. These player ratings are from the United Stand. I've done this because I thought maybe you'll know you can play along as well. Well, I say play along. Get your ratings alongside me. So anyways, Onana in goal. By the way, this is a voting system 1 to 10, 6 being the average. Onana today didn't have fuck all to do. On the ball, shaky. I just think, like, 2 years ago, he was in a Champions League final for Inter Milan and looked like prime fucking Pirlo pinging the balls out left, right, centre. And for us, every time he gets the ball, he looks so fucking nervous. He's just not a good fucking goalkeeper. He's just not. I wanted to work out with him. I wanted him to be a great successor to De Gea, and he's been nothing but fucking failure, unfortunately. He cannot save a fucking shot to save his life. I know it was an awkward one today. I'm not putting all the blame on him, but you got to do better than that. You just have to. And on the ball, he's not even that good. Inter Milan fooled us. Look, was he that bad? He was average. I'll give him a 6. Lenny Yoro. Look, there were a couple positives in this final. Not many, a couple. I would say he was one of them. Grew into the game as the game went on. Looked very, very comfortable on the ball. Stepped into midfield, played some passes, bit risky ones. But you know what? In a final, you need to take risks. That shot right at the end, fucking like 3 minutes to go, he'll learn from that. That was fucking stupid. That was never going in. Should have passed it out wide. But yeah, I didn't think he was shit. I didn't think he was good. Average, 6. Harry Maguire. Look, he's had a good season, Harry. I think he has been through thick and thin with us. A lot of ups, a lot of downs. This season's there's been ups and downs. But this season, more ups than downs. This final, he tried his best. He threw himself out there, got in the mixer. He was all right. You know, he tried to defend. He was great as a target, especially from our set pieces. Our set pieces today was always looking for Harry at the back post, trying to hit it, trying to get the ball back in. And unfortunately, those second balls, we went there. But he was winning the first balls a lot of the time. When he went up front, I thought he was a nuisance. I thought he did okay. Unfortunately, if we had won the game, I'd be here saying, 6 or 7. But we don't walk away with the trophy, so I'm going to give him a 6. I think he was average. Luke Shaw. Thought he was shit today. I thought he was shit. He winds me up, Luke Shaw. He really does. I just think every time he got the ball, there was no attacking options. Like, every time he got the ball, went backwards and played the easy pass. Doesn't look to break lines. Doesn't look to attack. He's just... He's on a fucking... he's got 3 more fucking years left with us. How the fuck did we give him a contract extension? I'll fucking never know. But today he was poor. And ultimately cost us the goal of that fucking Brennan Johnson chance. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 3. He was poor today, Luke Shaw. Mazraoui, again, tried his best, was up against it. He's been immense this season for us, but this is not a fucking season rating. This is a Europa League final rating, and again, he was okay. I would say a bit below average today for Mazraoui. I'm going to give him a 5. Casemiro. Casemiro today was poor. I don't really blame him. You know, 3 in midfield against Tottenham, 3 runners. How old is Casemiro now? 32. You're in a pivot with Bruno Fernandes, you know, Mr. Fucking I'm a roam about everywhere on the pitch except be disciplined, stay in midfield, work together up against those 3 in midfield. He had a lot to do, Casemiro, and he just had no help. He had no help. If you had Ugarte next to him, he probably could have pushed forward, and he pushes forward well for us. He had a poor game today, Casemiro. Not his fault, but I'm going to give him a 4. Bruno Fernandes, like we were just saying before, you know, cup finals, you need your best players to have good games. And when all your good players are below average, you ain't going to win the final. And when the captain, the leader, was probably the worst on the pitch, you've got no hope. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking being too cruel saying that he's the worst on the pitch, but fuck, he was poor today, Bruno. Giving the ball away so many times, but I don't mind when you give the ball away. But when you're giving the ball away so cheaply, just fucking 5-yard passes, just giving the ball straight to Tottenham time after time. What are you doing? Hitting crosses, just fucking under hitting him. Couldn't even beat the first man. Just everything he tried today just wasn't paying off. I don't know. He was poor today, Bruno. I'm going to give him a 3. Unfortunately. I don't want him to. I think he's had a fantastic season. Easily our player of the season, but fucking piss poor today. Patrick Dorgu. Look, I owe Patrick Dorgu a fucking apology because over the last few weeks, I kind of went early on him saying that this kid, I know he's a kid, he's only 20 years old, but if you judge him the last few weeks, he has been utter crap, Dorgu. He has been, and he gets a free pass because he's young and, you know, he needs to develop, but fuck, he has been, he came in the transfer in January. He looked alright the first few games, got the red card, and honestly, he's been going backwards ever since. In the last few games, he looked fucking dreadful. And honestly, was it the Chelsea game or the Wolverhampton game? I made my mind up. I was like, this kid's just not good enough. But today, Patrick Dorgu, I'm going to give him our man of the match. He looked fucking at the races today. Very good defensively. You know, besides the goal, Brennan Johnson did fuck all. And that was down to Patrick Dorgu. Look, I ain't going to give him a fucking 7. He was average compared to everyone else, but he was the best of a bad bunch. But, like I said, there were some positives in this game. For me, this was probably our best positive. 20 years old, he can grow into that. He'll get some experience. I just pray he pushes on with more of those performances for next season. He looked good going forward today. But yes, Amad Diallo, like I said before, you need your best players to be above average in a cup final. And I'd put him up there with Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro as our most important players in this whole squad. I'll put him up there with Bruno as our best player. But today, he was fucking one of our worst players today, Ahmad. Very selfish. Couldn't beat the first man. Albeit, every time he got the ball, Spurs were putting 2 on him. But play the simple pass. Don't be fucking stupid. Don't be trying to beat a man and have a shot from 30 yards. And he did that on repeat. His crossing was poor. He had that one chance early in the game, but that was it. I'm going to give him a 3, unfortunately. I know it's harsh, but he was fucking poor today. Mason Mount. Fuck, what do you say about Mason Mount? This sums up our season. Mason Mount, he's better without the ball than he is with the ball. He did fuck all today. Pretty much like he's done all season. Fuck all. I don't want to go too hard on him because he's been injured, but if we're going to be ruthless as a football club, he's another one that needs to go. Like, he's a good player, but is he one more bad injury away from fucking another 6 months out? Because if he is, just sell him now. Looking back now, look, hindsight's a wonderful thing. I would sell Mason Mount. And if Amrin had his time again, I reckon he starts Garnacho over Mason Mount. He was not attacking whatsoever. But I think he's in the team because he presses well. And, you know, when we don't have the ball, he's one of the forwards that looks, you know, really good to get the ball back. But today, for Rasmus Højlund today, look, I've been harsh on Rasmus all season. But today was not his worst performance. He was up against it. Had a lot to deal with Van der Ven and Romero. And I thought he battled well. I don't think he was fucking stupid with, you know, getting into tussles, wasting fucking time wrestling them and all the fucking shit he's been doing this season. I thought he did well. He held the ball up pretty good today. But it's not about fucking holding the ball up all game. It's what can you do with the ball? Like, can you fucking get the ball, turn around and fucking have a shot? Can you create something? Play in a through ball to let one of the attackers in? But unfortunately, he just doesn't have that in him. He's just not good enough for Man United. And to be fair, he's just not good enough in the Premier League. Like, I don't think he's good enough for fucking Ipswich. I don't think he's good enough for Southampton. But that's fucking for another video. We might do that tomorrow for buy, sell, and keep. But yeah, Rasmus Højlund today, I'll give him a 5, below average. Delo, this kid hasn't played in a month. Like, were we really expecting him to come on and change the game? I wasn't. I don't think he was that bad. Played in some crosses. They were not bad. They weren't the best. Average 6. Garnacho came on. Didn't have time to change the game. 19 minutes he got. 19 minutes. Like, in a Spurs side that was sitting deep, that were compact, that had numbers behind the ball. What do you expect Garnacho to do? He had that one shot. Fucking one shot more than fucking half our team. Like, I think back of our chances. It was Garnacho's shot. Luke Shaw's header. And Xerxes had half a chance. That's all that comes to mind. Again, I'll give him a 6. You know, average. I wouldn't say he was shit. I wouldn't say he was fucking very good. But I'll say he was average. Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie. 2 minutes. What the fuck do you expect him to do with 2 minutes? I reckon if we had him on for half an hour, something could have happened. But shoulda, coulda, woulda. If Amrin had his time again, Kobbie Mainoo comes on a lot earlier, or at least starts next to Casemiro and Bruno. I'll give him a 6. Joshua Xerxes, again, a month out, his fitness wasn't there, but fuck, when he came on, he looked alright. He looked more threatening in the little time he had than fucking Højlund did for fucking 70 minutes. But 6. And then Ruben Amorim. Fuck. This was a bad one today. This was a real bad one. Like I said before, hindsight's a wonderful thing. If he had started with an extra midfielder, it could have been such a different game for us. But his selection was wrong. And his substitutions were poor. He didn't adapt to the game. And he was slow with his tactics, I believe. I think today he got proper schooled by Postecoglou, unfortunately. And Tottenham. I'm going to give Ruben 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. unfortunately. But yeah, so where do we go from here? Fuck, it's going to be a long summer now. It's going to be hard next season. No Champions League, fuck. It hurts. This one really hurts. Like I said, the consequences of this game is what hurts the most. It's not about losing the final. It's not about, it's Tottenham. You know what? All this talk about, it's Tottenham. We don't want to play a fucking team in the Premier League. Oh, it's shit. Mate, I don't fucking mind losing to Tottenham. I genuinely don't. I don't give a fuck about Tottenham. Ange Postecoglou wins. Who gives a fuck? Imagine this final today was to fucking Liverpool in the Champions League final. How much would fucking that hurt? You know, when we played Chelsea in the Champions League final, that fucking would have hurt. Tottenham in the Europa League gives a fuck. It's more of the consequences of losing today that hurts. No Champions League football next season. We don't deserve Champions League football. Who are we kidding? Like, it would have been criminal for us to get Champions League football. We don't even have 40 points in the Premier League. And then, because we're going to need a bigger squad if we were in the Champions League, a lot of these players would have been staying. And you know what? A lot of these players are probably still going to stay now. Like, a lot of players we need to get rid of now, we probably can't get rid of. Because we probably can't attract the talent that we want to be successful. There was a slimmer of hope that we were going to get some good strikers in this season. Next season, sorry. Look, I got my heart set on Gyökeres. Kiss that goodbye. That long gone. He ain't coming now. Victor Osimhen, forget about it. I don't think we're getting him anyways, but nail in the coffin not getting him now. And you know what? Fucking Delap. Looks like we're going to get him now. Cunha, decent signing. I'm happy with that. But we're talking about Wolves players. We're talking about Ipswich players. We're talking about teams where we are fucking just outside the relegation zone. And that's where we are now. How do we rebuild for next season to push up the table? Because next season's gonna be harder than ever. It's already hard. But the likes of Newcastle, they're going to get even stronger. They're in Champions League next season. Look at Nottingham Forest. They're in European football. Could be in the Champions League. What does that mean for us? No European football. 1 game a week now. Like, do we get more players in now because we're going to need a better team? Or are these players on big contracts? We can't get rid of them now. Especially with no European football. The likes of Luke Shaw. I don't know. I just don't see us attracting big players for next season. And if we cannot attract big players for next season, we are going backwards massively. News alert, we're already there. We are already there. Ruben Amorim, what's that mean for him? These problems go far deeper than the manager, in my opinion. Look at Ten Hag. Ten Hag, you know, we all thought the problem was Ten Hag. We all thought the problem was Solskjaer. But these problems run deep. These problems are fucking horrendous decisions from the board above the manager for decades. I say decades, for over a decade. We literally sacked Ten Hag to bring in Ruben Amorim, a manager with a way different philosophy, a way different, style of playing, different formation, different types of players he's going to need. So it's either you've hired him now, it's either you back him and we go all in on this project, but a project's not going to last fucking... Ruben Amorim's not going to set this up in 12 months, in 18 months. So if you go and sack him now, what was the point of even getting him? What was the point? You've backed him now. You've literally... You got him into the club when he didn't want to come in. He's gone through the worst season in Premier League history. He has a vision for the way he wants to play. You have to back him now, and you have to give him time. And I know United fans don't want to hear that, but you have got to give him at least 12 months minimum, because it's not just week in, week out to get the players in. We might sign 7-8 players. They need time to adapt. They need to, time to learn the system. But it's not just the on-field tactics. He talks about his off-field philosophy as well. The way they review games, the way they train, like the whole structure of the whole club needs to change. And that ain't going to take 12 months. He might not get 12 months, but what's the point of even... You need to give a project time. You look at the best managers in the world, and like, I hate to fucking say this, but it's the truth. You think Jurgen Klopp turned Liverpool around in 12 months? Like, Amorim's been here since November. It's fucking May. It's not even 6 months. Fans are already talking about sacking him. Yes, Klopp won games, and you can see the progression. He got the most out of the players that were there. I've not seen that with Amorim. But we're talking a totally different style of play. You don't become one of the hot prospect managers of all of Europe to be in dog shit inside 6 months. It just doesn't fucking happen. You need to back Ruben Amorim. You need to give it time. Fuck, it sucks. Losing fucking finals is the absolute lowest. We've been here before, and this one feels like it will be a while till we get back. I don't know when's the next time we'll see a cup final. The banter era has been good for us in the sense that, we've had a good run of cup finals the last 3 or 4 years. I just don't know when's the next time we're going to get back now. This season's been a roller coaster, man. This season, I could tell you, I've only missed... I can count on one hand how many games I've missed this season. I got to watch some games in Fiji. I got to go to Thailand to watch United. That was a fucking experience. Got knocked out of the FA Cup to Fulham. Seen that in Thailand. But, that's the way this season's been. When haven't we lost a game this season? You know what I mean? But fucking hell, this season hurts. This season is just... I'm glad to see this season over. It would have been nice with Champions League football, but congratulations to Tottenham. Congratulations to Ange. You were the better team. You deserved it more. We will bounce back. This one hurts.